myvoicey.network.
So you're back on the wolf back. Don't turn your back on the wolf back. Don't turn your back on the wolf back. Don't turn your back on the wolf back. You might wind up in a body bag.
Good morning, Vietnam!
Hello. Welcome to a late edition of Friday Frenzy. Sorry for the delay, folks. We got a lot of stuff going on. And traffic in Chicago sucks really bad. Life gets in the way. People got a lot of things to do, but we are committed to bring you a great show. The show is not great. Every Friday with your boys, what we're in the tank for. And it's finally upon us. We're going to have the NFL draft. It's finally upon us after today's play-in game, the NBA playoffs. It's finally upon us. The wonderful, great Jackson Holliday and his 1 for 28 stat line is here. Let's talk about it. We'll bring in the boys that are ready to go. We got our pal Robert. Bobby, what's going on, buddy?
Oh, not much.
Yeah. Not much. Whole lot, man. Whole lot going on. We're down a guy. We're down two guys. We're gonna have a couple run-ins. Maybe they're fixing their notes to tell us all the exciting news about who's going where and what's going what. Are your Patriots gonna make a move? Are they making a mad dash? Are they on the phone? Are they calling people up? We're a week away. Is JJ McCarthy happening? What's going on in Beantown for draft day?
Well, either they're going to trade it to the Vikings or they're going to draft a quarterback.
Watch out for the Vikings, man. That's my sleeper team to make so much noise. And maybe it's not a sleeper team. Maybe that's what everybody's talking about. I don't listen to the talking heads. I do a little bit of the news radio, sports radio stuff here locally, a little ESPN 1000. But I am afraid of the Minnesota Vikings making a splash. Now, I'd love my Chiefs to make a splash. They got a lot of holes to fill, a lot of problems that need fixing. But Minnesota is one of those teams that I think is they have the collateral to move up into a damaging position of top 4, top 5, and get one of those quarterbacks that can be a game changer. And they got some other holes to fill. They got a defense they need to improve upon and things that they need to do. But yeah, that's definitely an item of contention being here in Chicago and knowing what's going on. Saw Matt Eberflus today, by the way. FYI, yeah, Matt Eberflus was at the Cubs game singing the "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." So that was a lot of fun, a lot of blues, which sounds like booze. And then there was a lot of people that were going boo because they don't like flus. So it was which one was I? I don't know. You don't know. You'll never know. And there's our boy Cowboy Capone. Is that a Houston Oilers hat and blouse that you're wearing?
Damn Skippy, my friend.
Oh, the powder blue looks so good on you. What's the deal?
Always look good on me.
What's the deal with the Oilers situation here? I thought you were Cowboy Capone. Are you now going to be Houston, Tennessee Oiler Capone?
No, I'll always be Cowboy Capone. I'll just be a Capone.
You just like the gear. Admit it. You're a sports fashionista and you just like the outfits.
Dude,
and that's okay.
I've said that from
I've
said that from day one. I'm a gear whore. I mean, I've got like 30 jerseys I've got an Atlanta Falcons jersey in my closet right now.
Let me tell you something about jerseys, okay? So
I've got myself a Bijan jersey. So
fresh out of traffic from Wrigley. Do not go to Sports World across the street from Wrigley to get your stuff. Their shit is bootleg and unofficial and overpriced, and it was going to be $180 for a female Wrigley, the city jerseys, and they're all blank, so they're going to put the numbers and the name on it for you. They'll customize it for you, and that's going to be another $40. But the color scheme wasn't even accurate. They're going to put like navy blue numbers when the numbers are supposed to be white. How are you going to charge $180 for some bootleg shit that's not even real and authentic? Very upset about that. Did not purchase. Went someplace else and didn't get anything. But my old man bought a jersey. Yeah, so watch out for that. Where we get our stuff from legit. We got legit sources. DM us, hit us up if you need a guy. great jerseys, $30 for baseball, football, basketball, $50 for hockey. It's an old family secret. If you're interested, let us know. Support the black market. TJ, I heard a very uneasy statistic just on my way to the studio coming up the stairs. My wife laughed out loud and said, "Hey, Caitlin Clark sold more Fever jerseys in one day than all of the Cowboys did last season." Ooh, Cowboy fans. Ooh.
Is it bad that I'm one of those people that bought a Caitlyn jersey?
I hope you did. I actually need to go and see what the new nickname for the Bayou Barbies. She went on social media and needed a new nickname for her arrival here to Chicago. And a lot of people were like Angel in the Sky. A lot of people were like, she's not dead. I think Angel of the Midway or Chicago Barbie, but the O is like EUX, like they do with in the Bayou way. And I'm
In the Bayou, yeah.
I'm all in favor of Angel Reese. She's now here, and the Chicago Sky are going to be a tough team to reckon with in the WNBA. Whether you're ready for it or not, I am in the tank for the WNBA.
I'm kind of ready for it too. They actually just announced here in DC that for the Mystics game, they actually are going from their original arena to Capital One Arena because they sold out. So they sold over 20,000 tickets.
Nice. That's good. But you know what I am tired of, and this was going to be a hot take, but we didn't get to it. This whole like gender gap BS that everybody's talking about, because Caitlin's going to make so much, 70,000, 76,000, and Wemby made 12 million or whatever. Guess what? If Wemby was in the WNBA, he would make $76,000 because that is what they pay for the league. That's what they're dealing with. It's not equal apples to apples comparison when you work in two different leagues with two different unions and two different revenue sources and two different incomes. It's not the same. It's not like Dr. Caitlin and Dr. Wembleyama. Let's see if I could play with this a little bit and get a better fix of what's going on that hides our names. Do not like it. Put it on the top. Let's do that. Here we go. All right, guys. So what's good, guys? What's going on? What's the vibe for your Cowboys or your Oilers or your Carolina Panthers or your Ravens? Cowboys. What's going on? We're this is
whoa. Never said I was a Ravens fan. All right, we'll put an asterisk on that one. Never been a Ravens fan. Dallas wise, I'm praying that they do what they have been saying all week in Dallas, which is they're going after another running back. I feel like it's been very running back-esque whole week because all they've been talking about is Blake Corum, possibly trading up to get Blake Corum kind of early. They have said Jonathan Brooks' name multiple times. That would be a guy who I'm still very, very iffy about because Jonathan Brooks is coming off of an ACL tear about midway through the season, so that's a guy who I'm very iffy on. They something about a guy from FSU. There's a running back coming out of Florida State looking very good. I'd be very interested to see what they do there. But outside of that, they've also brought up the idea of maybe an offensive lineman day one. For as low as we are, it would not surprise me for them getting an offensive lineman. They're looking for a center and a right tackle as well as they should because it got rid of our main center. I mean, Brock Hoffman's a great guy, but I don't know if I put him one.
I thought they were bringing back Zeke. I mean, he's got some experience at center. Hey-o.
So I'll give you that one. That was a good one. I'm not gonna lie. But no, his name's been thrown around for a good week and a half now. All the Dallas, he's in Dallas as we speak right now. I guess the turmoil on everything that's been going on with New England and how he played with New England and everything that's been going on. Belichick's not there anymore. Just in general, all this stuff that's been going on. I could see him making a return to Dallas. I don't think he's going to get what he wants money-wise, but I think he definitely could come back to Dallas. And maybe that's what they do. Maybe they trade with New England. I think New England's got 2 first-round picks, if I'm not mistaken.
Only one.
Did you guys see that
one.
article? Okay. Did you guys see that article about the Falcons and Belichick and the situation that happened there? Yeah, pretty cool. How cool.
Robert Kraft told him not to do it because he's bad.
How Robert Kraft basically said, yeah, if you are looking for that family environment amongst your coaching staff and your franchise, you're not going to get that. You're not going to have a warm conversation with
players
with
have
coach.
been saying that for years.
I mean, yeah, that's the Patriot way, right? Like, I'm just going to be an asshole. It's my way, the highway, which is the Patriot way. And that, that starts, from inception, as soon as you walk through the door and, treat you like shit. But winning overcomes that in a scenario like this. Right. I think for most parts, at least for a while. Yeah. So that was a pretty big, pretty juicy little, tinfoil hattie, you got to go from source to his friend to that guy to this guy said, and verification wise. So I don't know if that's really an exact reason to say why he didn't get the job. I think it's probably better. I think he's eyeing your boys down in Dallas. I think they're going to I think he wants to take a year off, kind of get some things in order. And McCarthy, he's going to be McCarthy's replacement. That's just me. That's just what I think.
So it's funny you say that because I'm very interested to see how he does in this draft special with Pat McAfee. Like that's the big thing that I'm really interested in seeing. His name has come to Dallas as a potential Mike McCarthy replacement. I honestly would not be upset with that because I think maybe Dallas does need a new coach that has been, McCarthy has a Super Bowl, but one Super Bowl he has? He can't really bring anything to Dallas right now. I think if you bring Belichick here, he's a defensive-minded coach where, dude, that's all Dallas is defense. So, I think that would be a great fit for him. I guess take a year off. So I would not be upset if he is a Dallas Cowboy coach.
So a lot of what you said about the NFL draft for the Cowboys did not hit on what the NFL.com mock draft has. And the only thing worse than your fantasy team is your mock draft. So let's talk about our mock drafts. They have Junior Colson, linebacker from Michigan. He's a champion. Tough guy. Played through the guy with the broken hand. And think that he might be a good addition to the defense in Big D. This is coming from, like I said, from NFL.com. Who's writing this? This is the draft analyst Chad Reuter. No relation to Reuters, or maybe he is. But that's what he's got going for the Cowboys. And no blockbuster trade. I think there's going to be a blockbuster trade, guys. I think there's going to be a couple blockbuster trades. But the big trade that they had mentioned in this was the Packers and Green Bay, or they are Green Bay, and the 49ers might trade up. But they don't have the big blockbuster trade that I foresee. And this is going to be what's that?
Minnesota and New England?
Minnesota and New England. But the other blockbuster that I have, because my NFL script that I got right here, written by Disney, is the Bears are going to trade with the Commanders, and Caleb is going to go to Washington. And that's going to be the shocker that shocks
Please don't say that.
And they're going to do that. They're going to execute that.
Please do not say that.
Probably after the Patriots show their cards and they trade down to Minnesota. Right? So when they trade with Minnesota, everybody's going to think that J.J. McCarthy is going to go to Minnesota. But instead, he's going to come to the Bears. And then Caleb Williams is going to go to Washington, and it's going to rock the world, and it's going to rock everybody. And everybody's going to be like, what? We didn't see that coming. But when that happens, you can say you saw it on Boys in the Tank when Marco in his tinfoil hat said that was going to happen. And I got more. There's more juicy stuff going on in this script that we'll get to. But the big the new nickname that I have for the Minnesota quarterback is Mini May. Drake May is going Mini May. It's going to be a meme that I create with it's gonna be May Justin Timberlake, because Minnesota's new quarterback is gonna be May, and Drake May is going to be their quarterback. The Disney connection there is his high school coach, Josh McCown, is the quarterback's coach in Minnesota, and that's how they're writing the script for that. Because it's not just for Chiefs playoff games, guys. The script isn't there just for Chiefs playoff games and Patrick Mahomes. It's for everybody. It's a whole production. It includes all 32 teams. It includes every game, every week, and the offseason and the draft. So those are my big ones that I got for you guys. So during our live show, when we're there, you guys can say, Marco, you said that on Friday. And I'll be like, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I hope that you're completely wrong about that Caleb Williams, because I have a bet going and I don't want to lose the bet.
Oh, yeah. The easiest $20 you ever made. I remember that. We talked about that last week. It's the easiest $20 you ever made, betting on Caleb being number one.
$20.
Yep. Yeah, you might need to sell a couple crypto coins to pay that off, because it's not going to happen. This is a new script. It just came in today. I mean, I literally just opened up the envelope and got it out. I don't know. I thought you guys were on the mailing list too. It's, it only goes to the most popular podcasts like ours. And, thank you for all your support. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. But that's just what's happening. That's what's going on. That's what they're doing. That's just, it's literally set in stone. Literally. Actually. Literally.
The only script I got was people saying that Jackson Holiday's a bust.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. I'm not saying that he's a bust. I don't want to do that. I don't want to insult the kid. He's a better baseball player than I ever thought I would be. But they got to stop with bringing these kids up just because their dads played in the major leagues. Did you see the way Jack Leiter got lit up? The kid needs to be in triple. That's what triple A is for. Good. He did really good in single A. He did really good in double A. He did meh in triple A because he only had a couple at bats. He needs a couple hundred more. He needs to get better, and they're doing a disservice to him for Jackson Holiday for bringing him up. They think that every kid is going to catch lightning in a bottle at age 20, 21. Look, they moved the scale. 28 used to be the come out year. Now it's 20, and I beat this horse to death. Now it's 24. It ain't 20. It ain't this guy coming from high school 2 years ago to playing against grown ass men throwing 100 miles an hour. It's not the same. You have to use the tools that are out there, and you're going to make him a bust because you're going to break him. He's going to think he's doing something wrong. He's going to change his swing. He's going to change his approach. He's going to change everything up because he thinks he's doing something wrong. But he just needs to get exposed to it more. He needs to see it more. He needs to be in it more. What's the vibe over there by you?
Dude, it's bad. I mean, like, there are people that are going after his throat just because he has Billy Ripken's number 7. You know, that's huge. That's one of the biggest names that, if you think of Orioles baseball, the last name Ripken and the number 7 were huge in Baltimore. And the fact that he's wearing number 7, they're just like, dude, you're not up to par with it.
You need to live up to that number.
Yes. It's funny because, there have been a lot of great, players with certain numbers. Like, when I think of the O's, 25, I always thought of Rafael Palmeiro, Mr. Steroid himself. Now it's Tony Santander. When I think of number 10, I think of either Miguel Tejada or Adam Jones. There's a lot of great numbers of guys who have played before, and my thing is, he's a bust. I've said this from the get-go. He is phenomenal in the minors.
Chipper Jones?
No, Adam Jones,
outfielder
for the O's. The outfielder for the O's.
Pac-Man. Okay.
Mhm.
What's his name? I was like, is his name
Different
Larry?
guy,
Where are you
different
getting
guy.
Adam from? Is that his middle name Larry? Chipper Jones is number 10. Come on now. Okay, carry on. Yeah, but you're right on. So
But,
they don't
you
they don't
know,
retire
I-
numbers. Baltimore, the Orioles, they don't retire numbers. They don't put.
Yes, they have 8, 33, 5, and there was one other that they retired. 40, 43 or 42, of course.
42.
But yeah. I think 22 as well. 22 has been retired. I got next time I go to Camden Yards, I'll take a picture. They have it all on the one side. But I think
if only I had the information of the world in front of me, and I do. Retired numbers. Let's see.
So I'm watching
here.
the Red Sox game right now, and you know what number they do not have retired at PNC Park?
What's that?
It's Roberto Clemente's number,
Really?
the
Is
most famous pirate of all time. Because I just saw about an hour ago, it said retire 21, and there was a big bold letters, and some fans had it held up.
I agree.
So-
with
He's
that.
probably,
I mean,
other than
100%.
Barry Bonds.
So Clemente's number was retired by the Pirates in '73, a few months after his election into the Hall of Fame, according to the internet. But are you saying that someone's wearing
I
it,
don't
or
know if
what?
they don't have it. I don't know if they don't have it there, but that's what it said on the TV anyway.
Wow.
Now, if we're going to talk about Pirates, if we're going to talk about the Pirates, they need to bring up Paul Skeen. That dude in the minors has a 0.00 ERA, 27 strikeouts, and 11 and a half innings pitched. The kid is phenomenal.
It's only 11 and a half innings. Relax. He needs a couple more. Don't hurry up and bring him up, because who's he going against? Who's he pitching against? Come on, that's what I'm talking about. Like, these guys get hot or they do good. Like, of course they got stuff. That's why they're there. That's why they got drafted where they're drafted. That's why they're doing what they're doing. But just because they're doing good there it's the major leagues, man. This is the pros. This is the best of the best of baseball. You're not going against journeymen and career bus riders and hurt guys trying to make a comeback. That's not what the MLB is for. The MLB isn't for get good and play. The MLB is to get here, produce, and play. It's not for
No,
oh
100%.
he'll get out of here. He'll get out of it. And you'll go through some slumps, but you've earned your stripes to be here. Christopher Morel, perfect example. He's like in the middle of a 1 for 29, slump. He went, 0 for Seattle. He had one hit in Arizona. He, hit into a double play and did absolutely nothing today. But he's going to hit because he's hit before, because he hit in the minors, because he's hit in the majors, because he's a pro. Jackson Holliday doesn't get that benefit of a doubt to say, well, he's just got to work his way through it. Absolutely not.
No, not being that big name and everything like that. It's like we were talking about sons coming into pro sports after their fathers, and everyone's talking about Jerry Rice's son coming into the draft.
Yeah, Brendan
from
Rice.
USC. Yeah,
Yeah, it's my guy.
I watched the combine and everything, but he will never live up to his father's name.
You got to give him a chance. I'm not saying that he can't. He has to have the ability to, so he's got to be able to play. But I'm not going to say play him just because he's Jerry Rice's kid. That's how you get to. That's how you get to USC. That's how you get to to be a top recruit. That's how you become the Mr. California. But it comes to a certain point, comes to a certain level, and that's the pros, where you have to perform and you have to do it.
Yeah.
You have to prove it. So again, football a little bit different than baseball, in my opinion. You're right, because you can get these guys out of North Central Texas Christian, freaking studs.
Baseball,
Middle Tennessee State. You have freakish athletes. I think it's a a freakish athlete going up against another freakish athlete in football across each other on the gridiron is different than a freakish athlete with a bat in his hand going against a freakish athlete that has the ball do crazy things you've never seen done before.
Right.
It's a little bit different.
Well, see, and that's
Bronny
where,
James, obviously,
Pansy,
was going to be a
just like his father.
complete bust. Yes.
Who?
See, but that's,
Bronny James.
Bronny James.
Not if he goes to Kentucky.
Bust. He's
Not if
gonna
he
be
goes
a
to
complete
Kentucky.
bust.
Not if he goes to Kentucky.
He can win a national championship all he wants. He is going to be a bust.
Look, right? What did he average? 6 points a game in the college
At USC,
game,
and he's
and
not
at
even the best
USC.
player on the team.
He's not the best player on the team. But again, right? Gets another year older. He gets stronger. He experiences ball at that level, which is the feeder level, which is the NCAA. He can be good, and then he's scored more points in college than his dad did. He's got more points than LeBron James in college, so he's got that record. Okay,
Yep.
so
Yep.
I'm not
Best college player in the James
right?
family. Yeah.
But if he goes to Kentucky and Coach Pope uses him the way that he can and gets another guard, because it looks like Shepard's going to go pro, they can make some noise and they can do some damage, and then you never know. But if he goes anywhere else, if he goes to Ohio State, then yeah, he's a bust. But he goes to Kentucky, he's
he's going to go to Notre Dame, just like his father.
He didn't go to Notre Dame.
He did play for the Irish, though.
He did play for the Irish, but he
did play for the Irish.
Yeah. But we'll see. All right, guys. So I told you what I think is going to happen on Thursday. What do you guys see coming up?
So I think if the Patriots make a trade for the third pick with Minnesota, it's got to be for Justin Jefferson. Has to be. They don't trade. They trade player for pick. They don't get a pick. It's just straight up player for pick. Then they pick their quarterback in the second round.
Okay.
That's pretty solid.
I like it.
Yeah, that's a good take right there.
Because you need a quarterback and you need a wide receiver. That's on offense. That's the two things they're lacking the most right now. So either take Bo Nix in the second round or Michael Penix.
Shit, your boy Brandon's gonna love if they pick Bo Nix.
I know.
He's big on Bo Nix.
Hopefully he plays like Oregon Bo Nix, not Auburn Bo Nix. But
so
yeah, we'll see with that one.
I like it. So I just took a quick glance at Mississippi Valley State University's golden boy Jerry Rice. And right, so there he is in the middle of nowhere in oblivion. First round draft pick, 16th overall. Brendan Rice probably looking like a third, fourth, fifth round pick in a wide receiver heavy draft. I think he'll get an opportunity to do a lot of damage, similar to what Rashee Rice did in Kansas City Tracker, where he doesn't have to be the guy. He's going to be a slot guy, and he's got size. He's got the know-how. He's got the pedigree. Will he make it? Will he make it happen? Was he a product of great things at USC?
Who knows?
I mean, he wasn't the he wasn't the top wide receiver out of the Pac-12, right? That's Odunze, who's going to go top 10, right?
Yeah.
So, and he had the phenomenal quarterback that is Caleb Williams throwing him the ball. So,
right.
Where.
And that's a lot of it. Like, a lot of the times, I mean, Justin Jefferson at LSU he's just the best wide receiver in football. But did Joe Burrow make him? Is it the quarterback that makes the wide receiver, or is he just that playing good? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, look at wide receivers that are just playing good, right? Tyreek Hill is probably that guy where you're like, it doesn't matter who's throwing him the ball, that guy's going to get his, right? He's going to eat.
Right.
Is what other wide receivers are out there that are like that are going to be like just the Randy Mosses of the world? It doesn't matter. Get the ball in this area, and I'm coming down with it. Brandon Marshall was that way. Brandon Marshall made Jay Cutler's career. That guy owes him half of every dollar he's ever made in the NFL. I don't know if Rice is going to be that guy. I don't know if Odunze is a wide receiver like that. I don't know if there's any quarterback out there that's going to be that type of quarterback, like a Tom Brady or a Peyton Manning, who, arguably you could say helped make the career. Like, was it Marvin Harrison or was it Peyton Manning?
Right.
Or was it both?
Yeah. Right.
We'll see. So what else we got? We got so do you guys think it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 quarterbacks in a row?
I don't think Arizona picks a quarterback.
Do they trade out?
No,
they're 6. Receiver. So they're 6. So 5.
No, they're 4.
When did that happen?
They're right after New England.
What am I looking at? I'm looking at something from April 19th, which is today. That's got number 4 is the New York Giants. Projected trade with Arizona. What's going on here, NFL.com? You're throwing me off here. You're throwing me off with a projected trade. Big news. They got the Giants moving up 1 to take a quarterback to jump over. Why would they do that? Why would they jump over Los Angeles, who doesn't need a quarterback? And this is a stupid trade. It doesn't make any sense, whoever this is.
So they can have a $20 million quarterback sit on the bench.
Yeah, that's what kind of analysis is that where you have the Giants, unless they think so. Like, I don't know why they would jump
unless you're going to trade Daniel Jones. That's the only. This
is why people that get paid to do this, they steal money. We need to be paid to make stupid shit up like this.
Yeah.
The Daniel Jones era could be coming to a close, so you're going to trade, and you're going to have to give up what? Probably next year's number 1 to jump up 1 to get McCarthy. This is stupid. NFL.com sucks. That's not even a hot take. I'm not even hitting the button. Anyway, so yeah, the Cardinals don't need a quarterback. They got
Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray. Give him Rome Odunze. Give him a good target.
So I have it because I wrote a mock draft down. So
let's hear it.
If the Patriots don't trade, I have them taking Marvin Harrison Jr. Because I got Caleb Williams going first and Jaden Daniels going second. I think Drake May is going to be a bust in the NFL. And I know he's all the hype that's been around him, but he's coming out of North Carolina, which the last player to come out of North Carolina was Sam Howell. And you've seen how that worked because he was supposed to be a top 3 guy too. So, and then I got Malik Neighbors going to Arizona.
I like it.
So, yeah, you either take a quarterback and probably J.J. McCarthy at 3 for the New England, or you take Marvin Harrison Jr., who I think is probably the most athletic player in the draft.
Marvin Harrison Jr.?
Yes.
All right. What's your top 10 picks look like in the draft there, Cowboy?
Well, easily 1 is going to Caleb Williams. I'm getting that money.
Getting that money. Dub.
So Caleb Williams, I'm getting that dub right there. Number 2, this is where I don't think Jaden Daniels goes 2. I think Drake May goes number 2. And the reason being is there's a lot of hype around Drake May here in DC right now. I mean, they have mock jerseys already of guys who haven't even been drafted by them. But I do see Drake May coming number 2. Now, number 3 is actually, I see Odunze going to New England. So that was one of the guys that I, here in Baltimore, they've been talking about Odunze going, to New England, which I'm not too keen on that one. I think, Harrison Jr. would be better. I see the Cardinals staying at 4, but they also pick up a wide receiver, and that's where Marvin Harrison goes out. Chargers at number 5, which I was going to say they need a running back, but they just picked up Gus Edwards and they picked up what's his name? J.K. Dobbins from the Ravens. So it's literally Harbaugh 2.0 in San Diego. Then we go New York. Dude, New York's not going to go I don't think they're going to get rid of Jones. So I think they stay. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they need more edge rushers. So I think they're going to go possibly edge rusher. So that might be the number 6. But from 7, 8, 9, and 10, I really have not been able to kind of sit down and figure this one out because I don't know what Tennessee needs besides a head coach. And then, the Falcons, they have their riders, they have their running backs, they have a new quarterback. The Bears coming back in at 9, maybe they go offensive line, and then at 10 for the Jets. Again, I really can't put my finger on, what the Jets could need. I mean, yeah, they need a quarterback because their quarterback is old as hell. So I don't know. I'm excited to see, but yeah, I think 1 and 2 are definitely quarterbacks, and then number 3 is going to be a receiver.
Yeah, I think when you're dealing with franchises and teams like Tennessee and the Jets, where you have so many holes to fill and you're trying to anchor your franchise, go offensive tackle. And that's where you see like Joe Alt or that guy out of Alabama. What
about that center from Oregon? That dude's a menace. He was a two-sided player. He played offense and defensive line.
They also got a big guy in Penn State, and there's another guy. All those guys from Alabama are huge and tough. So yeah, we'll see. But I think there's going to be some moving and shaking going on early in the first round for a very exciting day 1 on Thursday. So I'm excited. I hope I'm right, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. What about late round guys? That's where champions always draft. So you got teams like the Bills that are drafting at 28 that might look to move up. The Chiefs got a problem. They need to get in there and make some noise. This goofball has the Chiefs moving up to 19 to get your boy Xavier Worthy. I like it. They need a wide receiver. He's a stud. I actually like that pick even before the Rashee Rice situation. And with last year being a nightmare at the receiving core for Kansas City, they definitely needed that. Yeah, I definitely think that there's going to be some moving and shaking and some things going on. And we have with us a special guest from Bill's Mafia. Tell us what the Bills are going to do. Punchy face. Troy Garmin, welcome to the show. Happy Friday to you, sir. How are you?
Oh, hell yeah. What?
He's going to drink 2 beers.
What?
So what are you guys talking about over there in Bill's Mafia Nation?
I don't know what the plan is. You and I were kind of chatting a little bit offline today. I honestly feel like the plan is here that Kincaid's going to take over the number 1 role. I really, truly believe that. And I think they're looking to have just complementary options at receiver. I think that's the plan, honestly. Yeah.
What about defense, though, right? Your defense needs to stop people from scoring late in games.
They do a good job of that in the regular season. They just can't seem to figure out how to do it in the playoffs.
We got injury, right? So Milano's coming back, right? Is he going to be okay? He's going to be all right.
Yeah, Milano's coming back. You got Younger. I mean, as much as you love Poyer and Hyde and everybody back there, I mean, they were getting up there in the tooth. They're 33 years old. You know what I mean? Like, they're not spring chickens anymore. So it was kind of a necessary turnover. So as much as I hated to see that happen, it was necessary. And I don't think that's something you address early. Maybe day two. But Sean McDermott, I think, has proved himself no matter where he's gone that he can pull safeties out of his ass. So I don't think that's that huge of a concern. They did get your guy from Kansas City to kind of fill the hole for a little bit, Edwards.
Yep.
And they did re-sign Taylor Rapp as much as I didn't want them to do that because that dude's a loose cannon, man. That guy just, if it moves, he hits it, and he doesn't care if it's on his team or not. So,
we'll see. And my big thing, with the Bills is the fact that Stephon Diggs is gone. That was, I think we all knew that he was gonna leave. We all said this, last year when we all talked. We were like, oh yeah, man.
I thought it was one more year. I really did.
I honestly thought it was gonna be one more year, and then he was on. I knew it was gonna be a Texas team. Did I think it was gonna be Houston? Hell no. Houston came out of nowhere with that knockout punch.
But you know what I think happened? I think Houston offered the most, and I also think that Diggs kind of didn't only accepted to go to Houston because Houston was going to avoid the last couple years of his contract left. So therefore, he has the option, possibly, to go to Dallas next year with his brother. So.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that was a great pickup for Houston. They've got a young quarterback, a young team in general, and to have someone like him to be that veteran leader is what they need. So, I feel like with the Bills, do I think that receiver is kind of the A1 priority? Not in my eyes. I think maybe they could, sneak up in the second round and pick somebody up. I think somebody who would fill out very well. And go ahead, Marco, put this on the ticker, Texas ticker. Adonai Mitchell.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people have going to him.
Yes. Adonai Mitchell coming to Buffalo. I would do it. I would buy a Buffalo jersey. I will also buy a Kansas City jersey when Xavier Worthy goes. Wherever Byron Murphy and my DUI man, Devondre Sweat go, I'm buying a jersey as well.
Well, let me ask you this, because you're much more of a Texas follower than I am. There's a lot of hearsay going around about him not playing through plays and giving up on plays and being lackadaisical, not really blocking well. Like, what can you say about any of that? Did you notice any of that?
For Adonai?
Yeah.
So, all right. So I'll be honest with you. He came from Georgia and came to Texas. And he played probably, he did win 2 national titles with Georgia. Awesome. He came to Texas with that mentality of, hey, we're gonna win this national title. We'll get there. And sure enough, they got into the playoffs. They got beat by Washington. But I can understand where people were like, he has half-assed routes. I will say that. If he knows the ball's not coming to him progression-wise, he's going to go half route. But if he knows he's going to beat that next man or the next level, he's gone.
That's what I don't like, though, because if you have somebody like Josh Allen, you have to be ready at all times. Because
I think that's the thing too. Like and I'm not saying he had a quarterback at Quinn Ewers who, honestly. Is he a captain? Yes. Is he a leader of this team? Not really. I think the leader of this offense was Jordan Whittington, who was also in the draft, but he's going to be a late round guy who, when they pick him up, that's a dude that's going to, rally the troops and stuff like that. I mean, even, they were saying how Quinn Ewers, when he was in the locker room, would not, pep these guys up or, talk to them one-on-one. It was more of like, yo, you suck. You need to stop. Like, this game is, we need this. Like, we need to win this game. Where, Adonai was the dude that everybody wanted. And now, he had his time in Georgia. He won his national titles, came to Texas. I think this has been his best year because he was targeted more in big-time plays and big-time games. So his draft stock went up. So I'd be very excited to see him if he goes to Bills and wears the Bills logo. I think it'd be a great fit. I think Allen would literally chew him out, and that's what he needs.
So let's talk a little bit about Quentin Ewers, because I think that he's going to be going on with that noise. I think he's going to be I think he's going to be the catch of next season. I do, and that's.
I think he's going to be the best quarterback in the college.
Really, you think he's going to be better than your boy Beck down in Georgia?
Yeah.
So, are there any teams? What's it?
I'll be right back.
Carson Beck. He's a good quarterback, but he doesn't play through the progressions enough to say so.
Okay.
That's why they always need a top tier running back at all times in the game. And they don't have the receiving core that Carson Beck needs to be dominant. And let's face it, they haven't won those championships because of their offense. They won it because of their defense.
Understandable, agreeable, absolutely. So, are teams going to start sandbagging for these guys, or do you just, or is that not the NFL way to go? And like the Shador Sanders of it all, and these other names that are going to be out there with Beck and Ewers and whoever the next hot quarterback is that's going to win a Heisman that nobody's heard about this year. Some transfer that ends up going to the SEC and lighten things up. Do you think that's a strategy for some guys that are, some teams that might move out of the first round and do some things, or is that just that's not something that happens in the professional level?
This guy really changed his jersey. What the heck? You had to leave
after you just told us that he's not a leader of men and he can't, he's not the general that the team needed. But that's your guy. That's your guy. You're in the tank for yours.
You guys were talking about Texas. I had to bring out the jersey. Now, if we talk about Vince Young, I got to be right back again. I got to get my Vince Young jersey on.
But you couldn't leave that Oilers hat on though.
No, it doesn't go good. Orange and blue do not look good together.
I mean, Earl Campbell, man.
Yeah,
that's the jersey I just had on.
I know he made it work. He went to Texas and he played in Houston. Come on, let's.
Good shit. Good stuff. All right, guys. Well, I'm excited. I hope those of us that can join our show on Tuesday. We're going to do a first round live reaction show of what's going on. What did I say?
You said Tuesday.
Thursday.
Oh, I meant Tuesday. I said Tuesday. I meant Thursday. I don't know what day it is.
Tuesday. Just to let everybody know.
I already know the script, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Everybody
Tuesday, we will bring back hot takes.
Hot Take Tuesdays will be here, provided that I'm here. I got a lot of stuff going on. It's been a crazy, wild, busy week, gentlemen. Just like hope everybody's okay and everything's cool with our boy B. I don't know what happened about out last minute, but I hope everything's good, B.
Hey, by the way, what did I see your video on Facebook today? I thought you were down in Atlanta or something. What was your video of Truist Park there?
Who, me?
Yeah.
That's Wrigley, man. Cue the music. Go Cubs,
that
go.
Was not Wrigley.
100% that's Wrigley. What are you talking about?
I thought I saw Truist in the background. I thought you were down in Atlanta.
No, it's Wintrust Bank.
Okay.
Yeah, Wintrust Bank. There's like there are at every stadium around the world. There's everything. But it's Wintrust Bank.
I just read it wrong then. I thought it said Truist. I'm like, what the heck's he doing in Atlanta?
No, Cubs with a big win, beating up on the Marlins. It was a lot of fun. Took my son out of school, a little Ferris Bueller day for him, and go with my dad. And the tickets fell in my lap.
Did you have to rewind the miles?
No, yeah.
Watch the car just fly out the back window.
We parked for free. We don't
that,
man. Garage. Who doesn't know Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
Yeah, I know, but that was probably that was like 20 years before he was born.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to tell you this right now. I tried to pull a Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and my mom got called, and it was the worst decision of my life. Okay? Never will I do it again. I know if my mom watches this, I'm sorry, I love you. You already know this one. But, dude, it was like, I called the school saying, like, I was ill or something like that.
Oh, my God.
Saying I wasn't coming in. And, like, me and one of my best friends, who I will not name,
he still wasn't
we literally skipped.
The statute of limitations has expired on that, man. You guys are adults now.
All right, yeah. Well, no, I can't because his parents don't know. His parents watch this show as well.
But isn't he an adult? Like he's got to be in his 20s now, right? Like, come on
Boyz,
now.
isn't it?
He's
He's a
29.
grown-ass man. Oh, come on now. You throw that guy under the bus now. You got to do that now. Oh.
I'll throw him under the bus. It was me and Brandon. I kid you not. Me and Brandon literally skipped school and we went bowling.
Bowling? You guys skip school to go bowling?
Bowling.
I guess.
You rebels,
Bowling,
you.
Chipotle.
Woo.
I know, right? Bowling, Chipotle, and we played Call of Duty too.
Oh man.
To be young again. My son tells me, he's like, hey, everybody's, it's a ditch day on Monday. And I'm like, all right. Well, what are you asking for permission? Like, that's not how ditch days work. Like, that's like, I really appreciate your honesty and integrity to say, this is what's happening. And I'm like, well, what are you going to do? And he's like, well, I got to work, so I can't go to the beach with everybody else, but I thought I'd just kind of hang out and do whatever. I'm like, no, you go to school and you hang out. You guys are just watching freaking movies all day in school anyway.
Yeah.
Like, but bless his heart for being, a nice kid. He's definitely not like me. And apparently, TJ, you missed the important part in Ferris Bueller's where he fakes sick at home as well. See, that's the part of it is you fake sick at home.
You got to hold that thermometer up to the to the light.
Yeah, don't put it in the tea. It'll be too hot. You gotta have the right temperature for faking.
Oh
See,
God,
it was one of those things. It was like last minute. See, okay, but my mom's a nurse, so like she knows very well. Like if I was truly sick, like I could play it off like, oh, I have a stomach ache or something like that. And also, being an athlete, dude, I always cramped up. So I was like, oh, I got like the worst cramp today, so I'm gonna stay home. And mom was like, all right, cool, yeah. Dude, I was like, yeah, my stomach cramped up. She's like, all right, eat a banana. She goes for her shift. Literally like 5 minutes after I see her car go across the street, I said, yep, I'm gone. Took right off.
I thought maybe she'd give you some Midol.
She said, eat a banana and drink some water.
Yep.
Oh man,
Get that potassium.
To be young again. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, are you guys excited? We got to get a live update of our play-in game for the Bulls.
Yeah, what's that look? I turned it off when the Bulls went down by like 15.
Miami won 112-91.
112-91. So much for the Bulls faithful. They came out with their rally towels the other night, and it was an embarrassment. Here in Chicago, they were giving them all sorts of shit because this is the Chicago Bulls. So you don't get hyped up for a game that it counts, but it doesn't count for a play-in game. And you got the rally towels, and they were all excited, and the place was electric, and they won, and that was great. But you don't need to be here. And your consolation prize, your consolation prize is you're going to lose by a combined 80 points in a 4-game sweep to Boston. It's going to be a bloodbath.
Hey, do you think this means Donovan's out?
No. I think if he didn't go for the Kentucky job, then he's going to stay here and finish his business. They got a good team. Kobe White is good. They're going to move on from probably both Ball and Zach LaVine. We're going to milk a little bit more out of DeMar DeRozan.
I was just going to say, do you think they stick with DeRozan yet too?
I think at the right price they don't need to, but I think he's a good piece. I think he's a great player, and he doesn't need to score. He can dish it out with the best of them and do what he needs to do. I think Kobe White really stepped up, especially the other night. So
I don't know what he finished with tonight. I don't think he had such a good night tonight, though.
Looking if they only scored 91 points, they probably didn't do super great. But Bulls' leading scorer was DeMar DeRozan with 22. So
that's not good.
That's not going to cut it. And I don't even see he had 13 points. Kobe did.
Wow. So he went from 41 to 13 or whatever.
So he's got to break through. He's got to be a 20-plus guy. It looks like they didn't.
I don't know.
It's done.
Just watching them on and off all year, like it just seemed like they play with the best teams and lose with the best teams, and like there was just no consistency at all, none.
Yeah. They look like they're struggling. What I see is they're struggling to get the 3-point shot going, which is the NBA now is they're good at getting dynamic big men that have moves to the basket. But they gotta figure something out. They gotta figure something because they gotta get out of being in this mediocrity. So
you know why the Bulls lost, right? Only one team in Chicago can win at one day. The Cubs won, so the Bulls lost.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the Chicago Sky?
The Sox were off. The
Sox
Sky play when nobody else plays.
I'll say the Sox just obliterated 7-0.
Hey, have you guys touched? I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you guys have brought this up in the past. I don't know if this is too touchy or not. They bring up, but all the hoopla going around about Clark being the number one pick and getting paid just under $400,000 for her salary or whatever. Like, do people not understand that in order for these players to make more money, they got to bring in more revenue? They don't just get more money because they're a pro athlete. Like,
right.
I don't understand why people don't understand that. Like,
well, they don't. Yeah, they don't get it. They just want to push this gender gap agenda when you see it on like the mainstream media. But the people in sports know, and I don't watch ESPN and these other places. But I'm hoping that they're having the right argument, which is like she plays in a league that's what they pay because that's what they make.
Right.
Like the league made money. The XFL lost like $63 million last year, and that's why they had to merge. You have these leagues that don't bring in the revenue; they're not sustainable, right? It's not sustaining. The WNBA has survived this long. They have it right. They're getting better, and they've just made a giant step where 2 million people watched the WNBA draft. Like that's crazy. That's nuts. Their viewership is going to skyrocket. And what does that mean? You're going to get more commercial, more ads, more revenue, and then they can go to the table and they can get things like the reason why the NBA is so crazy is because of their TV deal. Like the reason why guys that we've never heard of have max contracts and are making buku bucks is because the money's there for them to divvy up and they have to give it out. Well, the WNBA has to get the right minds in place where they can, react to this. Because the fever is gonna stay because you're gonna have the people that love Caitlyn and you have the people that are gonna hate Caitlyn and they're gonna watch it and it's gonna be great. And then you're gonna have people that love Angel Reese and people that hate Angel Reese and she's gonna be a force. Now, I did say that her game will not translate well to the WNBA, and I said that thinking that she was going to be the main catalyst of the draft, not realizing that the Sky were going to trade up, and then they were going to also. That she was going to fall down to them and they were going to draft Camila. That is a combination that's going to dominate the WNBA game. You are not getting in the paint. So the only team that's going to beat them, the Sky, are going to be the Aces and the Fever because Caitlin Clark's going to shoot lights out and the Aces are just that good. I think New York's pretty good too, but I favor my girl, Kelsey Plum.
How many teams are in the WNBA now? Is it like 8, 12? What is it?
12.
12. Okay.
12. So so maybe now they'll be able to get some expansion. They have, the talent is there to bring in some more people. We have the Olympics. The Olympics is going to be a huge showcase for women's sports. The athletes that are there. So I hope that we get the right minds in place at the NBA, really take advantage. Make money and do well because more sports, more better.
Yeah, no, I agree, and it just drives me crazy, and I wanted to bring that up because I get the equality that everybody wants equality on everything, but you can't just give her the same amount of money that the number one pick in the NBA is making because that league doesn't have that much money. So where are they pulling that money from?
Yeah. If Wemby went to the WNBA, he'd make $760,000 because that's what he's going to make there. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's nothing about the talent or the person.
She's making like 20 mil.
But
she made what?
She's making like 20 mil off her endorsement.
Oh, I'm sure there's a ton of endorsements.
Nike, and she's got a signature shoe that's going to come out. That's awesome. Well, the funny part about this whole situation is there are teams, and I brought this up a little earlier before you jumped on, Troy. The Mystics play in a different arena. They actually sold out their game. They sold out the arena that they were playing in, and now they're bringing it back to Capital One, where their seats are limited because of Caitlin Clark. Where you got to think about it. I've never heard of the Mystics. I'll be honest with you. I didn't even know DC had a women's team.
But now you do.
Because that's the first I've heard of it. but now I do. So I may
But you
catch a
have
game.
heard of
I
them.
may go to the Caitlin Clark
Right.
game. I ordered myself a Caitlin Clark jersey. It comes in. When it comes in, I may have to go to that game in DC just to see what all the hoopla is about, so they can have my money. I will say this right now: those tickets alone for nosebleed are going for almost $130 to $200.
Really? Wow.
So, if this does not put a fire underneath the WNBA's ass to pay these women more, because yes, I get it. Caitlin Clark she's a big rookie coming out. We'll see how her game translates, into the season. We'll see how everything goes. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't see it going too well. Maybe he does have some good seasons, but outside of that, I don't see WNBA really catching fire like it used to when we saw some really good teams. So I don't know. I think that if you have the ability to get these endorsements, make your money off of that. That's that's all.
Do you find it a little astonishing that these girls want to go and play pro basketball knowing they're only going to make that much money? Whereas if they used their college degree and actually got a job in their college field, they'd probably make more money, to be honest.
Yeah, because you want to play ball. They want to live your dream, dude.
I mean,
I don't know. Do you make $760,000 a year doing what you're doing, Troy? I'm not. You know what I mean? So if I can go play baseball or basketball,
is that what her contract is? 768. I thought it was less than that.
Yeah, I want to say it's like 76,000. Let's see what the rookie contract is. The cheapest ticket for the Sky at Fever is $100. So
wow.
Just so you guys know, $100 for nosebleed seats in Indiana.
That's crazy.
So it looks like everything is, the algorithm just wants to bring up her Nike deal. So she's making 8 figures with her Nike signature shoe. So her pay for her WNBA contract is $338,000 over 4 years. But she'll earn a base salary of $76,000 a year.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. So, can I, work or play basketball all day long? I don't know. Okay, I'll play basketball,
Yeah. But I'm saying a lot of these girls, if they truly get the degree that they want, there's a strong possibility they make more than $76,000 a year. And that's for the number one pick. Let's not even talk about the ones that are undrafted that playing. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I mean,
all right. So
that's a solid point.
Trivia: what is Caitlin Clark's degree?
I'm gonna say education.
No, I heard about this recently.
Sports science.
Oh.
Yeah, is it like sports
March
medicine or
23rd,
sports science?
Marketing. She was
marketing.
She was a major in marketing.
Marketing.
She might have earned her master's degree in marketing, but I don't know if she's gonna come out of college making $70K in marketing as an entry level job. I don't think.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not, depending on the area, right? But yeah, probably not.
And I'll tell you the one thing, and for any young kid who watches her interview, the one thing she said was, "I'm gonna finish college first because I promised my mother that I would finish college before I play. While I'm playing." That's amazing.
Cool.
I've never heard an athlete say, "Hey, by the way, I'm going to finish school just in case something happens. I can fall back onto this." Like your sports
Especially being
career
the
is
best
limited.
player in the country.
Exactly. I mean, I've never heard of that. I mean, maybe some of the NFL guys do it after 9 years in the league. They're like, "Shit, I'm about to get my brain scrambled."
Was the hype this big for her last year?
Yes.
So if she came out last year, she was number one pick also.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She was still
because Aaliyah Boston was number one last year, which she won the Player of the Year and all that. But Caitlin Clark did beat her in the March Madness, so I don't know. Who knows what would have happened?
She's definitely
But
the top,
I think they
like
would
a top
have went
3 pick
1-2
for sure.
Yeah, I think they would have went 1-2.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So I don't know. It's interesting to me. That's all.
We'll see. We shall see.
But I hope that does take off for them. I mean, like you said, Marco, like more sports, more better. Let's get this stuff going up and running. You know, just like the XFL, UFL, whatever you want to call it now. You know, all these other little leagues. Like, if we can get people to support them and keep them going, I don't mind turning on the TV and finding something live on TV all the time. You know what I mean? Instead of listening to those idiots blabber about the Giants trading ahead of the Cardinals to steal a quarterback from them.
More sports, more better, more gambling for all us degenerates out there.
Yeah. Oh, you guys talk about that?
Oh, we did not. So what do you got? What do you got?
What Jonte Porter or whatever? Is that his name?
Oh, banned for life.
Jonte Porter banned for life.
Banned for life. Who was he betting on?
22 years old.
Himself.
He was betting on
Yeah,
himself.
he was betting on himself.
Good for him.
And they found out that when he was injured, he was telling like the majority of the bets that would come in when he was injured were on the unders, like all the unders of all his stuff.
Yeah.
Like they were saying, he had like an over under that was like he would play under 3 minutes in the first like half, and so he took himself out of the game, and whoever it was won that. And I think it was like, and I think the dude won, like who placed that bet won like $1.3 million. I mean, like it was a big payout.
Wow.
They probably
freezed
Connie's
it, and they're just like, probably. And they were like, they froze the winnings and everything. Like, you know, something seems fishy here because he was looking at, like, they also had one where he was like, in the first 3 minutes, how many points would he score? And it was like the biggest over under. And I think the under, you know, somebody won like $600,000. So he scored under like 4 points. And I'm just, you know, in my eyes, it kind of sounds like, you know, the longest yard where the dude threw the, you know, Sugar Bowl game, whatever. But at the same time, like, dude, I'm not gonna lie. I think that's kind of Paul Cruz. I think that's kind of a smart thing to do. That, like, I would never throw a game. Like, if I was a professional athlete, I want to play my best. But maybe one game, like, but I wouldn't.
How it starts. That's how it starts. I just want to taste. I just want to try it and see what happens.
I wouldn't hit that big one. I would do something like, if you're going to go over under.
First time,
score. Yeah, score 4 points.
Oh, that was easy. Oh, okay, here we go.
let's try it one more time.
How many times would TJ beat the trash can for a fastball? Once.
Oh man, yeah, that's crazy. I mean, lifetime ban. I mean, that's, woo. I mean, they opened the can by doing this. This is going to be the norm. I hate to say it, but it is. This is going to be the norm.
It's probably happening other places. They just haven't caught on to it. It's probably happening in other.
It is.
Right? Maybe that's Javi Baez's thing, right? That's why he can't hit the ball, because he's got bets on himself.
Maybe that's why Tom Brady. Maybe that's why Tom Brady said he's going to come back to the NFL. He sees all these bets, so he's going to throw the games even harder.
If Tom Brady comes back to the NFL, I'll be rooting so hard against him. So just like get his leg ripped off and just Chris Jones like a freaking, you know, like a gladiator holding up his head. Like, just forget about it. I'm just going to.
That was April Fool's when he said that, wasn't it?
I think it was an article I saw last week.
No, it was recently.
I think it's an article last week that he wants to come back.
I don't think that's true. There's no way.
I don't know how he could physically do it.
Dallas, I see it.
I thought he just pretty much said that he's going to the Fox booth this year. Didn't he just say that?
He is full time this year.
So he's taking he's going to take a whole nother year off and then start to get ready. Because a day ago he posted a workout video on Instagram. Let's pull it up and share it with the world.
His quickest 40?
His quickest 40 of all time. It's
5.3.
5.3. Yeah.
in what was it? Not even cleats. It was just shoes, wasn't it? Dress shoes, something like that.
Was he doing the Rich Eisen 40? In his dress pants?
Yeah, Rich Eisen 40 is awesome. Maybe that's what we should do, Marco. We should all get our 40-yard dashes and post them. Who's got the fastest 40 in Dad's weekend?
But you got to do it.
I pulled the hamstring thinking about it.
But you got to do it in your work clothing.
I'm in. Boys in the tank. Who's got the fastest 40?
TJ or what?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's my last season.
Okay. I wasn't sure. 23,
46-year-old Tom Brady faster than 22-year-old Tom
Get
Brady.
the heck out of here.
That's what they
That's
say.
what it says.
Of course, look at this
That's
wind
what-
restricted outfit he was wearing in 2001.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, geez, Louise. Look
He's
at
got
that
a
shirt.
parachute
It's
on.
super baggy. Look
He
at
might
that.
as well
Those-
he might as well
those
had a
shorts go
parachute
down to
behind
his knee. Oh, my gosh. Jeez, Louise. Oh.
It was all a ploy. He was trying to fall. It was all part of the script.
You guys remember the 2003 NBA shorts and college shorts that would go down to their ankles, man? Just Starberries, you know?
Yep.
Back when,
Yeah.
bring those back.
Dude.
Now,
Okay. So
I always wondered how they
it's
could
funny-
dribble between
it's
their
funny
legs
to
with
talk
those
about
things.
that. So okay, growing up, all of us probably wore the long shorts and everything for sports that we played, like basketball. So here in Maryland, of course, the state sport is not lacrosse; it is jousting. We are in the tank for jousting. I found us a horse, Marco. Found us a horse and some shields.
let's go.
We're doing it. But lacrosse was known for dudes wearing, kind of bigger jerseys, looking intimidating with some, baggier shorts. I went to my first lacrosse game this season in high school, and those kids had their shorts so high up their thighs that I said, dude, these kids are wearing dresses instead of shorts. They were so high up. I literally looked at them. I said, if I were to wear those shorts, dude. If I were to wear those shorts, I guarantee I would be arrested right now.
Yeah, that's what the kids are wearing now, man. They all want them super short, like the 70s and 80s. What's old is new. What's new is old. It's great. Yeah.
Read that one,
I
Marco.
mean, Ooh-wee. Travis d'Arnaud with a 3-homer night and a grand slam. And I know you guys don't care, but he's not on my fantasy team. So I'm not playing
Well,
against
did you
him.
see
though,
Justin
who?
Verlander made his debut tonight.
And got the win.
He got the win in DC. I'm trying to go on Sunday now.
Travis
Which is
d'Arnaud,
Wednesday.
3 for 3, 3 runs scored, 3 home runs, 6 RBIs.
Have yourself a day, young man. Sean Murphy, who?
And he didn't have a home run before tonight.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Somebody
so-
must have bet on him tonight.
Yeah, he bet on himself. He's got the over.
He bet on himself.
Dude, Harris hit a home run too, 8-3, taking care of the Texas Rangers today. They are. Let's go, Braves. Chop on, my guys.
Yep.
Love it.
So,
130 wins. 130 wins.
And look at the top of that lineup. Look at the top of the lineup. Acuna 0 for 2, Arcia 0 for 4, Riley 0 for 3, Olsen 0 for 3. All being carried by the bottom of the lineup. And they have 8 runs.
Well, and it's maybe they do that by design because Harris is a beast, and I think he should be a 3-4 hitter, but they put him down there.
Well,
That's
Harris was hitting 2 until when Albies got hurt. But I think they didn't put him at 2 tonight because there was a lefty on the mound.
Oh,
So they
okay.
put Arcia up at 2 instead.
All right.
But I think they should leave Harris up at 2, to be honest. I think he's a good 2-hole hitter.
For those of you scoring at home, Jackson Holiday is 0 for 2 today. So,
Man, what is going on with They brought him up too soon. They did.
yeah, so he is 1 for his career, and yeah, I don't think they need to take him to LA after they get done with Kansas City if he doesn't.
No,
Put
I
a few
feel
hits on.
bad
You
for the
gotta-
kid. I think there's too much pressure on him. They brought him up too fast. I
Yeah,
don't like
it's-
that.
It's not a hot take. You are right. I think we're all in agreement with that.
Yeah. Send him back down. Let him kind of get his confidence back. I have no doubt the kid's going to be good. He's going to be a good ball player.
Yeah, he's a good ball player, but he's 20 and he only has 200 at bats in AAA, and he needs to see some more balls. That's what he needs to do.
Speaking of, as I was watching the Braves game tonight, the only player to ever debut in the majors with no minor league at bats. Can you guess the name?
Is it a Braves
So you're watching the
player or
Braves
just
game.
in
He's
general?
watching. He's watching the Braves Texas. He's watching the Braves and Texas Rangers game.
Yeah. Now I don't
Did
think this
A-Rod?
guy-
Did
I don't
A-Rod
think-
play minor
No,
league ball?
it wasn't him. I don't believe either. I don't think he played. Well, I know he didn't play for the Braves. I don't think he played for the Rangers either. He was,
Okay,
he was a
so-
longtime Philly.
Mike
and
Schmidt.
I think Toronto he was with.
Vlad Guerrero?
Nope.
Is it Jimmy
Right fielder.
Rollins?
Nope. Right fielder. I think he was a right fielder. Maybe first baseman too.
Are we like in the 70s and
Ryan Howard?
Ryan
Nope.
Howard.
Nope. We're back in the early 90s, late 90s.
Is it
He looked a lot like Kruk. He looked like Kruk.
Fat redneck? Who's that?
Yep.
I don't know.
Pete.
Who is it?
Pete
Who? Pete.
Incaviglia.
Oh,
Pete Incaviglia, the only major leaguer to debut with no minor league at bats. That's
thanks for
crazy.
that. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the major leagues are the major leagues. We were talking about this before you got on. It's where you go to be the best of the best. It's not where you go to get good. You don't come up to the major leagues to try to get good. That's what the minor leagues are for. That's why they have so many different levels. That's where you got to go and earn your stripes and get what you need to get done. And poor Jackson Holiday is going to probably they're going to break him is what's going to happen. Is he's going to think he's going to be like Billy Bean, right? Like in the movie, Moneyball. Like you're a 5-tool player and you're your number one guy and you bring him up and he's just not ready yet. And then you become a draft commodity. Now
you got to work on getting his confidence back up. It's a mess.
Your organization is like, maybe we made the wrong decision. So they're like, okay, let's trade him to the Phillies. Okay. And then you never amount to anything. There we go. I've ended Jackson Holiday's career tonight on April 19th.
Not even a month into his career.
Phillies. Alec Boone.
Yeah, I saw he has 2 3-run shots.
Talk about the Phillies.
Who's that? Schwarber?
Alec Boone, 2 3-run shots in his first 2 at bats.
Wow.
And he still didn't touch home when they played the Braves a couple years ago.
Got a Braves ticker for Troy. That's great. All right, gentlemen. You guys got big plans for 420 tomorrow? You guys getting all stoned? Is that why Brandon? Is that why Brandon couldn't join us? Because he's on his way to the gathering of the Juggalos to go smoke pot all day tomorrow.
He's getting down with the clown.
No, I don't participate in that.
I cannot participate in that tomorrow.
You cannot. So, all right, and then big stuff for the draft. So, anybody that can join us. Troy, if you're busy with other engagements, good luck and enjoy your show, and we will touch base and compare notes later on in the weekend. I'm sure we'll have some live react hot takes and stuff. So good stuff. Any parting shots?
I don't know. It usually goes till a little after midnight Eastern time, doesn't it?
Well, Thursday's night one. Is it really that long?
I think it is.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to take a nap.
Yeah, usually.
Yeah, because if I heard correctly,
call out.
I think I was listening to a podcast today about the Bills, and they were talking about last year the 28th pick, which is where the Bills have. I think they said it was around 11:30. So,
jeez Louise.
Cool.
Wow.
All right, so Marco, that is a night that we order a bunch of food and we all just sit here and munch and watch each other just munch at each other.
See, so I have misophonia. I have this thing, and the sound of eating drives me insane. I will literally hang myself with this cord from my headphones.
My wife is exactly the same.
Yeah, I cannot stand the sound of
so if you take a bite, you need to mute.
Yeah. Oh my God, it drives me insane.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh, I was on a work call the other day, and it was like a pop-up call that was like, and it was like right at lunchtime, and so this guy is like, well, I have to eat my lunch. I didn't have my breakfast, and he's chomping away, and I'm like, bro. I kept muting him. He's like texting me, is my bagel that loud? I'm like, yes, it's that loud. It doesn't matter if there's only 2 people on the call, 3 people on the call. 2 of us don't want to hear you and your bagel. God.
Oh, dude, today at work, I had a dude that kept, he smacks his lips when he eats. And I said, you smack your lips one more time. Dude, I told him, I said, you smack your lips one more time, I'm going to smack you with this shovel. And he stopped. And he did it again, so I grabbed the shovel.
I got a phrase at the dinner table: finish that bite, then finish that story, because it's not that important. So finish that bite, then finish that story, because and then we got finger lickers. Some of my kids, I raised them wrong. I failed, and they're doing this. What are you doing?
Well, at least it's at home, not in public.
See,
Well, I guess I don't know. Yeah.
I can't do that when you work on machinery and
There you
there's
go.
grease
Yeah.
and oil all over your fingers. I can't.
You're stuck. You're stuck.
Well, man, I didn't know I was going to be getting all this eating advice from Marco today, man. I am really glad. I am really glad I tuned in.
Gosh. It's and I feel bad because my family were like they'll be on pins and needles and walking on eggshells around dinner time. And it's like, Dad's here, and I'm like, Alexa, play some music, and she's like, so they have focus on something else that's going on because I hear the munching.
You need to eat with your headphones on.
Oh, it's it's bad. Like I go to the movie theater. I hate going to the movie theater because I hear the people eating the popcorn and and slurping their drink. It's empty. Stop taking a drink. It's empty. The drink is gone. It was gone 3 scenes ago. Jesus, I'm walking out of the theater, whacking drinks out of people's hands.
I'm not gonna lie. So that happened to me today, where I started slurping my cup. And it was empty, but I was trying to get like that very last drip of it. My boss walked up to me. He walked up to me and said, "If you take one more slurp out of that cup, I swear." And I looked at him and I go, and he took that cup, smacked it out of my hand, went down the hallway, and I said, "Man, I never should have done that."
That's great.
Oh man! All right, guys. Well, have a good weekend, everybody. We will reconvene when we can. Tuesdays for hot takes, and let's go Bears trade out of number 1. It's still in play, according to me.
Oh no!
Take it easy,
Don't you
fellas.
say that? Don't you dare say that?
Go to Washington, baby.
You might wind up
No.
in a body bag.